For decades, there was a name that meant something in American workshops. Not because it was the loudest brand, not because it had the brightest color, not because it paid for the biggest aisle at the hardware store. Porter Cable earned its reputation the hard way. It earned it in sawdust, in cabinet shops, in union jobs, in garages where men did not replace tools because something newer came out. They replaced tools only when the old one finally died. And many Porter Cable tools simply refused to die. A router with a metal body that sounded like a machine, not a toy. A belt sander heavy enough to fight you if you did not respect it. A circular saw that helped define what a portable job site saw was supposed to be. For a long time, Porter Cable was not just another power tool brand. It was a professional name, a serious name, a name that told the person holding it. This tool was built for work. But walk into most hardware stores today, and the story feels different. DeWalt dominates the contractor wall. Milwaukee owns the battery platform conversation. Makita still has loyalists. Bosch still has engineers. Festool owns the premium woodworking dream. And Porter Cable? Porter Cable is still there. Technically, the logo still exists. The website still exists. You can still buy drills, saws, sanders, nailers, and batteries under the Porter Cable name. But the brand that once helped invent the modern power tool has become something quieter, smaller, less important. A name that older woodworkers remember with respect and younger buyers often pass without noticing. So what happened? How did a company that introduced the first portable belt sander, helped revolutionize the circular saw, created legendary routers, and built tools respected by generations of tradesmen end up living in the shadow of DeWalt? This is the rise and fall of Porter Cable. The tool brand DeWalt left behind. Part 1, Syracuse, 1906. The story begins in 1906 in Syracuse, New York. At the time, America was changing fast. Factories were growing. Railroads connected cities. Electric motors were getting smaller. Industrial work was moving from hand labor into the age of machines. And inside that world, 3 men started a small machine and tool shop. Their names were R.E. Porter, G.G. Porter, and F.E. Cable. The company that carried their names did not begin as a giant. It did not begin with national distribution. It did not begin with a battery platform, a marketing department, or a wall of plastic cases at a big box store. It began as a jobbing machine and tool shop, a place that made things, a place that solved problems. A place where the business model was simple. If industry needed a part, a tool, a small machine, or a mechanical solution, Porter Cable tried to build it. In 1910, Porter Cable began making products that could be sold more broadly. Not yet the power tools that would make the company famous. The early product line included items like pencil sharpeners, automatic tire pumps, and gas lamps. That sounds almost strange today. A company remembered for routers and sanders once made pencil sharpeners and gas lamps. But that is how many industrial legends began. Not with one perfect product, but with a machine shop, practical skill, and the willingness to make whatever the market needed. By 1914, Porter Cable began focusing more seriously on power tools. This was a turning point, because electricity was changing the relationship between man and tool. For centuries, the worker supplied the power. Hands, arms, backs, leverage. But the electric motor changed that. A tool could now carry its own force. A worker could do more in less time. A shop could produce faster. A carpenter could work with a kind of portable power that earlier generations could barely imagine. Porter Cable understood that shift early, and over the next few decades, the company would do something much bigger than sell tools. It would help decide what portable power tools were supposed to be. Part 2. The first big breakthrough. In 1926, Porter Cable introduced the first portable belt sander. That one invention changed the company. Before portable sanders, sanding was slow, physical, and tied closely to fixed machines or hand labor. A belt sander that could be brought to the work changed the workflow. It gave craftsmen speed. It gave shops flexibility. It made rough surfaces disappear faster. It turned a brutal manual process into something that could be controlled by a single worker holding a machine. This is where Porter Cable found its identity. Not cheap tools, not decorative tools, not gimmicks. Tools that moved work forward. Tools that made a skilled person more productive. 2 years later, in 1928, Porter Cable introduced another major milestone, a compact high-speed helical gear drive